everybody, it's time for another Theme Fortress. This might be the last episode. It's at least gonna be put on a pause, because if you look on like when the last episode was, it was above a month ago, and I'm just not getting many submissions anymore to like keep the series going. So it might be every month, or this might be the final episode. I have not made my mind up yet. But let's get on with it. The first one is obviously Bomberman. It's pretty much spot on, at least for TF2 standards. I don't think you can get any closer than this. So it's pretty damn nicely made. This is obviously meant to be Tintin. Last time, or at least one of the earlier times, we had somebody who almost looked like Captain Haddock, and I mentioned that, and I think that kind of inspired this loadout to be made. Not 100% sure on that one, but I think that's like the story of why this got submitted. But it's still very nice and very close to, you know, the real deal here, at least for TF2 standards again, where it's just like, you can't get closer than that. At least I don't think you can. And it's just so good looking, so definitely an amazing loadout. I'm pretty sure that this is supposed to be Elvis Presley. I mean, the haircut, the sunglasses, I mean, just the whole thing. Like, if this isn't supposed to be Elvis Presley, I don't know what it's supposed to be. Like, you can even see money literally flying around him. I think we've had something a bit similar to this before, but this is definitely supposed to be the Winter Soldier from Captain America. I mean, there's nowhere else I could see this fit in. I guess a few other places, but considering that we've had loadouts close to this where we're like, is this supposed to be the Winter Soldier, then I'm definitely sure this is supposed to be, you know, well, where he's masked or something, version of the Winter Soldier. And, you know, it's pretty much spot on in that sense. I'm not sure if you could get any closer, but it's definitely close to a masked up version of him. I'm not 100% sure if this is supposed to be from a movie or something. I definitely see some similarities, but I'm just gonna go with a bit more generic style where, you know, this is a guy that lives in a more tropic climate, and you have a pet parrot or whatever you want to call it, and he seems to be getting into trouble considering that there's bullet holes in his head or something. Maybe he's trying to protect the bird from being like kidnapped or something, and that can be a bit dangerous, especially if it's a rare bird. Who really knows? I think the creator of this definitely knows. It might even be, you know, personal. Like, I did try, and because I do take clues if I get some, and the name of the bird, I was just like, okay, gonna quickly search that up. I couldn't find anything, so that's why I'm like, not sure if this is like a personally named one, or if it's like a clue that I was supposed to find. But, you know, I've said what I think it is. I'm pretty sure that we all know what this is supposed to be. If I say it's a dictator with roots in Germany, starts with an H, people love to make jokes about him, and you know, Nazi jokes and such. I'm pretty sure we all know who it is now. And I don't want to say his name because I'm of the opinion that he doesn't deserve it. Like, when you do so terrible things, you don't deserve your name to be remembered. Like, the situation should definitely be remembered because it's like a huge tragedy, and like it's not fair to the people who you know, died and everything, that they get forgotten and such. But I definitely think the name of the person who did it should not be remembered. Like, his name should not be remembered. Like, that is just like giving him, you know, an immortalized name in that sense, even if it was for terrible things. And I think that's incorrect. That's why I don't want to say his name. I think this is either from like a movie or something. Definitely a sort of assassin or sniper. Like, the mask and the hat would seem to indicate that. And the fact that it's colored and like it seems very well put together makes me think that it is definitely from something. I just don't exactly know what it is. And remember, if I know what it is or have known, then just gonna call that I'm not really sure about this loadout, but definitely a sort of sniper and assassin. I'm definitely certain that this is supposed to again be maybe another sniper assassin or something, or it could just be that it's a director. I mean, he does have that director look on his face and everything. Could also just be the main character, the main villain. You know, it really could be a lot of things, and I'm not sure what exactly it's supposed to be, but there's definitely a lot of ideas that, you know, what this could be. We might just be going for a lot of assassins or director kind of guys right now, because if we ignore the knife, because this isn't on loadout.tf, so you can't like have no weapons as an option, then I mean, yes, he could use a taunt maybe, but one option is that it's a director, or like a professional director, or just, you know, professional businessman, or maybe a professional something, and then in French, because it have like that French style to it. But I mean, it is the spy, so that's, you know, obvious. It could also just be undercover, or again an assassin with that knife where it's like hiding in as like, yeah, I'm supposed to be here, and then he stabs his targets. The vibes I'm getting off of this loadout is some sort of like secret agent, either the boss of the secret agents, or, you know, a bit Nick Fury style, or it could be the main villain, where it's like, you know, a bit James Bond style, where it's like with the eye patch or something. I'm not 100% sure there. But those are the only real vibes I'm getting off of this. It could also just be something very specific, where the unusual effects pointed out, where, you know, usually that would be a personal loadout. But other than that, it could also, as said, be something where it's like very specific, where it should be unmistakable because of the unusual effects. So that's really all I have here. I'm not exactly sure what this is supposed to be. I'm getting kind of like a old school kind of vibe off of this. Maybe some sort of gentleman. Like, he's definitely dressed up very fine, and he have like a nice hat and nice beard, and then with the frying pan, maybe he's a fancy chef. I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking about this loadout. We definitely have some sort of legendary samurai right here. Very nicely made, and you can even see like there's used sunbeams to like reflect that the sun is right behind him, and he's just standing there ready for his stool or whatever, like show off he's gonna do to scare off his enemies, or maybe he's just, you know, showing off to some fans, or who even knows. Just very amazing looking loadout for sure. Here we definitely have some sort of punk that's up to no good. Like, it's even raining outside. He have a bed full of nails. He's probably gonna mock somebody, maybe do some property damage. Definitely whatever he's gonna do, it's not gonna be good for society, himself, his family, his parents, nobody. It's just gonna be purely bad choices to show that he's a rebel and a teenager, or some other stuff in that regard. I'm not exactly sure what this is supposed to be. If his revolver of choice has been the big kill, I would be like, probably supposed to be Sam because of the hat and the revolver. Seeing as that is not the case, it could be a sort of like high class detective. Could also be some sort of mafia boss, something. Not exactly sure, but it's definitely either for or against the law in that sense. Here we actually have a very, very old loadout. I recall seeing it a lot, and I've just marked this as a business person because it looks like he's probably a door-to-door seller or something. He may even be, you know, one of those people that show up at the door and then, you know, you gotta pay money. That's why he had them all. And that's really all I've been thinking about this. It wasn't that interesting, and that's why I haven't really taken it. But I figured since that this might be the last episode, we may as well show it off. In a likely distant future where robots live as humans or something, we have this robot rebelling against humanity, or robot kind, or literally anything. And then he's really just having a bad, and he's ready to probably smack something with it, destroy something with it. Who really do know? But he does have a fancy jacket, and he does have a fancy hat, and there's smoke coming out of him, so who really wants to stop him? Probably the police, but other than that, I don't think anybody else would dare stop this guy. Like, he looks very serious. And this is the last loadout that I have in my folder. Keep in mind that if you've made some loadouts that look a bit too Frankenstein, where like it doesn't really make sense, or other things, I've chosen not to pick them. Some loadouts may have been disqualified by admins and other things, but this is the last loadout that I have in my folder, and I'm not even sure what it's supposed to be. I mean, it could be a old man that have been in some sort of like where you have a uniform, and that's really the only thinking I have here. But at least it looks like it's supposed to be something. That's something that a lot of the loadouts that I don't usually put in my folder, like, it's just like, what is this even supposed to be? It have like a bird head, it have like a mohawk or something, and then it have a fine business suit, and then it's like, that's three things that doesn't fit together, or something along those lines. But anyways, like, you guys should know where you can post submission. That's like on my Discord. There's a link below in the description, and you just join there. Then there's a section called Theme Fortress, and then you can submit your own things there, even though it might not matter because, you know, we're putting the series on a hold, or this might be the final episode depending on how I, you know, feel, and depending on submissions and the demand. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'll see you again next time.